Now that I've had a chance to play the new All Hallows Call to Arms maps, as well as the new Hardcore Telegram mode, False Hopes and Prophecy, time now for my review of Red Dead Online's Halloween 2022. Your thoughts, views, and opinions, welcome below in the comment section. First off, the pros, the return of the All Hallows Call to Arms survival maps, plus 3 new maps. Specifically, I think the Heartland Oilfields is the best of the 3 new maps. I think this is a really good location for a survival map, and of the 3 new maps, Heartland Oilfields, easily my fave. Halloween Pass 2 returns for players that missed out on it last year, so that's some Halloween content that any of you that didn't get to rank up and unlock that stuff from last year get to do so this year, just in time for Halloween. And if you haven't gotten the masks yet, good news for you. The Halloween masks have returned to Madame Nazar, and with a 25% discount. Of course, you have to be a collector in order to have access to Madame Nazar, but collector is one of the best ways to earn cash in Red Dead Online. Fear of the Dark and Dead of Night Halloween modes have returned for this hallowed season. And there's a new Telegram mission, False Hopes and Prophecy. So those are the pros. Now the cons. The quote-unquote new content added halfway through October. Not at the beginning of the month, which made very little sense to me, because the entire month is supposed to be about Halloween in Red Dead Online. Why only give us about roughly 2 weeks to check out the 3 new maps for All Hallows Call to Arms, as well as the new Hardcore Telegram mission? No new Halloween Pass for veteran players. And for some reason, Rockstar chose to go with Halloween Pass 2 instead of Halloween Pass 1 for the new players. So no new Halloween Pass content for those of us that already maxed out and got all the content from Halloween Pass last year. I don't have a problem with the passes becoming available again for newer players, but what about us vets? There also wasn't any new masks at Madame Nazar's or any Halloween-themed clothing. I guess you just have to make your own quote-unquote costumes and clothing via the various stores in the game. No Undead Overrun, which was the popular survival mode in Red Dead Redemption multiplayer, are Horses of the Apocalypse for us to purchase from Undead Nightmare, and this is something myself and many others have been asking Rockstar for years. My Halloween Ideas video is a few years old now, and a lot of us have given Rockstar these ideas, and they've had over 3 years to make those ideas a reality. Our limited time Horses of the Apocalypse for us to purchase and add to our stables. It would be nice if we had more than 10 stable stalls, but I've mentioned that at least once or twice in the past. As I mentioned in the pros section, the Heartland Oilfields is easily my favorite of the 3 new All Hallows Call to Arms maps. I can't say the same about the Graveyard or Limpany. Now, Limpany is my spirit town, but both locations would have been much better if they were used for Undead Overrun survivals fighting zombies than for this cult known as the Dead, which likes to dress up like they're dead, even though they're not dead, because they're running around shooting you and trying to chop you up with machetes and throw tomahawks at you and hit you with arrows from an insane distance. What's the point in defending an abandoned town like Limpany or the cemetery unless it was zombies rising from the grave at the graveyard in Saint Denis or around Limpany that you had to destroy before they spread out to the other 5 states of Red Dead Online? Speaking of Saint Denis Graveyard, it is probably one of the worst All Hallows Call to Arms maps there is. You have the entire city of Saint Denis that is yet to be used for any of the Call to Arms, the regular Call to Arms or the seasonal holiday Call to Arms. Maybe they'll use a district for December. And of all the different spots in Saint Denis they could have used, like the poor quarters, the French Quarter area, down by the docks, which area did they choose? They chose the graveyard, which is confined, claustrophobic, and enemies literally can spawn right beside you and insta-kill you with tomahawks before you can do a damn thing about it. Even if you have full health, like the gold heart, the gold circle around the heart, like I did during my stream on Saturday, they just, boom, insta-killed me without me being able to do anything about it. I would even go as far as say that the Saint Denis Graveyard is probably one of the worst Call to Arms maps there is, period. It's up there with Butcher's Creek, which is another All Hallows Call to Arms maps that I loathe and despise. And finally, the False Hopes and Prophecy hardcore mode is basically very simplistic. It's follow this priest, 3 mini survivals against the apparitions, which doesn't make sense because you have the Seventh-day Adventists, the one cult that wear blue and white, and then you have the dead, which are the ones that dress up pretending to be zombies at the nearest Comic-Con, and they wear red. I thought these were 2 separate factions, cults, Rockstar, yet they appear as apparitions that you have to fight in these, 2 out of the 3 mini survivals in False Hopes and Prophecy, along with cougars that will pounce you. Oh, and if you kill the cougars, guess what? You get the same warning that Harriet's going to be mad at you, upset, and want to most likely spray you with her perfume, even though the cougars that attack you, that you quote-unquote kill, are nothing more than apparitions. Funny how she doesn't seem to get too upset when you kill animals in Call to Arms, All Hallow Call to Arms, or the Holiday Call to Arms, because you end up having wolves come after you, along with cougars, panthers, as well as the giant alligators. You can kill them all day long, but don't you dare kill a cougar apparition in this hardcore mission. The only saving grace about False Hopes and Prophecy is that the payout is pretty good right now throughout the Halloween season. Triple gold, triple cash, triple XP. It's also triple cash, triple XP for the survivals. And that leads me to my final con regarding the survivals for All Hallows Call to Arms. And, the Call to Arms in general. This is a problem I've had since day one. The cooldown period. Why do we have to wait 20 plus minutes in between survivals? Say, for example, you jump in to check out Limpany with some friends. You finish it. Whether you complete it all 10 waves or you only make it halfway, you decide to move on to one of the older maps or the other 2 new maps like the oil fields or the graveyard if you dare. You can't jump into it right away. You have to wait 20 plus minutes. But I guess a good strat is to go play the new hardcore Telegram mission, False Hopes and Prophecy, and by the time you're done with that, the cooldown period for the All Hallows Call to Arms will be done, allowing you to jump from All Hallows Call to Arms to the new Telegram mission and back to another survival map for All Hallows Call to Arms. But the cooldown should not even be a thing, or at the very least, it should be specifically for that map you just finished. But the other 6 All Hallows Call to Arms maps should still be available for you and your friends to go and play right away. But no, Rockstar loves their cooldowns for not only survival Call to Arms, but a lot of the other modes in the game as well. And it really makes you wonder at this point, why? Even at the height of Red Dead Online, I did not understand the logic of the cooldown. And now that Rockstar's obviously waning down support for Red Dead Online with smaller updates, and already stated back in the summer that they're done with major updates to the game, meaning that eventually we're going to end up with an end-of-life scenario of Red Dead Online in a year or so from now. Just remove the cooldowns from everything Rockstar and let us grind the All Hallows Call to Arms survivals, especially since they're only around like 1 month a year, or in the case of the 3 new maps, 2 weeks. Pros, cons, final verdict. While not technically an update, the quote-unquote new content is added for about, as I mentioned, 2 weeks, but not much to bring most players back to the game. At least newer players have the opportunity to get the Halloween Pass 2 content from last year. Hopefully Rockstar will start rotating in all the other previous passes going forward. Outlaw Pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as well as Quick Draw Clubs 1 through 4, and maybe Halloween Pass next year. Halloween 2022 in Red Dead Online really wasn't much, but better than nothing, I suppose, when it comes to the very sparse Halloween treats that we got from Rockstar this year. And when it comes to December, I really wouldn't expect much either. Maybe some new holiday-themed Call to Arms to go with the previous ones from last year. Maybe another hardcore Telegram mission, and the snow, and Christmas music at the various saloons and bars throughout Red Dead Online. While Red Dead Online players absolutely deserve some sort of present under the Christmas tree, I doubt we'll even get a lump of coal. But anyways, that's my review of Halloween 2022 in Red Dead Online. Happy Halloween, I suppose. Your thoughts, views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.